Alone in the City of Lights, Dakota Johnson and the unforgettable days after Jamie Dornan's passing. Los Angeles in the fall, it wasn't raining, but the air was heavy as if a storm were coming. Dakota Johnson sat in her large oceanfront apartment, which had been her sanctuary after months of exhausting filming. On the table was a cup of tea, cold, and in her hand, her phone was still lit up. The short text message was like a knife cutting through her chest. "I think we should stop here, Dakota. You deserve more, Jamie." She read it again for the 10th time, but every word still seemed to dance, distorted, unbelievable. Stop here, 4 words, but they weighed like tons of stone. Dakota didn't cry right away. She just sat there, staring at the screen as if it might change its mind, as if Jamie would text again in a few minutes, saying he was joking. But the phone was silent. The world was silent, and her heart began to crack. She stood up, walked a few steps around the room, then sat on the floor, her hands clasping her head. 1,000 memories flashed through her mind like a film on rewind: his laughter, his gentle eyes, the hurried flights just to see each other for a few hours, the times they were silent together when the world outside was noisy. She remembered the way he looked at her, as if he understood everything. Now that look was gone. In the late afternoon, pale yellow sunlight filtered through the curtains, illuminating Dakota's face, pale, tired, but still painfully beautiful. She opened the closet and took out an old sweater he had left behind. The scent of his perfume lingered, like a memory. She clutched it tightly, tears welling up, unable to hold back this time. A sob escaped her, trembling, choked. Like a child left behind in an empty room. "You can't do this to me," she whispered, her voice breaking. On the shelf, an old photo fell, the glass frame cracked slightly. It was a picture of the two of them at a premiere. Jamie had his hand on her back, his gaze warm. The flash of the flashlight illuminated their faces, still happy. Dakota picked up the photo, looked at it for a long time. "You said I deserved more, but I just need you." In the evening, she went out to the balcony. The wind blew hard, carrying the smell of sea salt. Below, the streets were still bustling, car lights glittering. She leaned against the railing, feeling unsteady as if one step away from falling into the void. The phone lit up again. Not from Jamie. It was her mother. "Are you okay, Darko?" She looked at the message, her hands shaking. She wanted to lie, but her fingers wouldn't listen. "No, I'm not okay." 10 minutes later, her mother came. Melanie walked into the house, saw her daughter huddled in the corner of the sofa, her eyes red and swollen. She didn't say anything, just sat down next to her, hugging her. Dakota put her head on her mother's shoulder, crying again. "I don't know what to do, Mom. I feel like everything is falling apart. I'm just losing someone, not myself," her mother whispered. "But I know, you can't believe it yet." She looked around, saw pictures, small things, traces of a love that was once passionate. All of it now only made the atmosphere heavier. "You need to rest, Darko. You need to get out of here for a few days." "No. I want to stay here. If you leave, everything will disappear for real," her mother sighed. She knew that the wound in her daughter's heart couldn't be mended with advice. Night. Dakota lay in her room, the light from the street streaming in through the glass door. She couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Jamie's face, both familiar and distant. She wondered where he was, if he missed her, if he regretted it. But deep down, she knew, he wasn't coming back. She reached for her phone, opened the old messages. There were hundreds of conversations, words of love, promises. She read each line, laughing and crying at the same time. "You are my home. Never forget, I will always be here." Those words now seemed like a taunting curse. She deleted each message one by one. Her hands shook, but she did it anyway. When the screen was blank, she felt like she had erased a part of her memory, but it didn't feel lighter. Just empty. The next morning, Dakota didn't wake up. The phone rang. Someone called. Her mother, her best friend, her manager. She didn't answer. 2 days, then 3. She didn't eat, just drank water and slept soundly. Every time she woke up, she looked out at the ocean, feeling like time had stopped. On the 4th day, the maid informed her mother that Dakota was not getting out of bed, not talking to anyone. Melanie came immediately. When she opened the door, the sight frightened her. Dakota sitting on the floor, her hair disheveled, her eyes lifeless, sleeping pills scattered around her. "Oh my God, Dakota!" she screamed, running to hug her daughter. She only said softly, her voice as small as a breath, "I just want to sleep, Mom. I just want to stop thinking." She hugged her tightly, tears falling on her hair. "It's okay, baby. Mom is here. You'll be fine." That afternoon, Melanie called the doctor. Dakota was taken to a private hospital, which had a separate psychiatric ward. The doctor said softly, "She doesn't need to stay long, just to be monitored, rested and talked to. But the most important thing is that she wants to live for herself, not for anyone else." Melanie nodded. When the ambulance left the apartment complex, the sun had set. The sky was purple and red, strangely beautiful, as if nature felt the pain of a person who had just lost his entire world.